In this video, we are going to look at the documents that are used in a meeting. So the first document we have is the notes of the meeting. Once it has been decided to call a meeting, everyone who is to attend should be notified, and it is done by sending out the notice of the meeting to inform them about the meeting, when and where. So the notice is prepared by the secretary and it must be sent out at a suitable time before the meeting to enable people to prepare for it. It is ethical to give busy people ample notice if you expect them to attend about 2 weeks before the meeting, and if the date was fixed in the previous meeting, you send them a reminder note to remind them about the meeting. The agenda can be sent with a notice to enable people to research about the issues to be discussed in the meeting. So let's look at the contents of a formal notice of the meeting. So a formal notice of the meeting includes the following. First is the name of the organization, and then the committee or the department name. Then the place of the meeting, date and time of notice, signature of the person convening the meeting with his or her title, then the type of meeting if applicable. For example, it can be an annual general meeting. So that is the content or the formatting of a formal notice of meeting. So the first document that we use in meetings is the notice of meetings. Then the second document used in meetings is the agenda. So agenda, this is the program of items to be discussed at the meeting in order in which they will be taken. Like the issues that will be discussed, then in their order. Like firstly, we shall start with the opening prayer, then we get a speech from this one, a speech from this one and that, any other business, stuff like that, then closing prayer. So it is like a program of the items to be discussed at the meeting in their order. So each item needs a heading and a number. The order in which special items are listed on the agenda is important. Urgent matters must be. Let's look at the elements of the agenda. First is the opening prayer. Then secondly is recording members, both present and absent, with and without apologies. Then there is adoption of the agenda. Here members decide whether to take the agenda as it is or to make amendments or changes. Then there is communication from the chair. Then review of previous minutes. Then matters arising from communication. We also have business of the day. Then any other business, setting time for the next meeting, and lastly, the closing prayer. Another document we have is minutes. Minutes are a record or a written summary of what transpired in the meeting, a summary of what transpired in the meeting, and it is the duty of the secretary to write these minutes. The minutes do not represent the ideas and opinions of the person writing them, but the actual issues that were raised during the meeting. So it does not show the personal opinion of the secretary, but it shows what actually took place in the meeting. Minutes help to remind those who attended about what transpired in the meeting and also update those who didn't attend. They also provide information that is needed to follow up activities, and it should be written in the past tense since the meeting already took place. Minutes are written in various formats depending on the group that is writing it or depending on the organization. Let's look at the content of minutes. First, it has the title of the minutes, showing the organization, the date, and then the venue of the meeting. Then a list of those who attended. It also shows a list of those who were absent, those who were absent with apologies, and those who were absent without apologies. It also lists items that were handled during the meeting, then also the title of the minutes. Then at the end of the minutes, the chairman and the secretary should sign and date the minutes. So minutes may look like this. Let's also look at the types of minutes. Minutes are categorized based on the format they are written in. The three types of minutes, we have the resolution minutes, the action minutes, and then the narrative minutes. So we are going to look at each of them in details. Let's look at the resolution minutes. Resolution comes from the word solution. So these minutes only record the decision that was reached or what was agreed on in the meeting or the resolution that was passed. So they are usually introduced like, therefore it was resolved that, or resolved that this and that. So they only talk about a solution or what was agreed upon. Arguments are left out, as well as conflicting views. So these minutes are brief in nature, they are easy to write, and then they also save time. The only disadvantage is that they leave out certain vital information, for example, the arguments or people's opinions. Yeah, but they are brief. So these minutes only talk about what was agreed upon in the meeting. Those are the resolution minutes. Then we also have the narrative minutes. Narrative is something that is detailed. So these ones tell more of the story of what happened at the meeting. They have details of who said what and how they said it. So they give background information and discussions that led to the decisions, and they also show the decision that was reached in the meeting. So whoever is reading the minutes will get a broad picture of what exactly happened at the meeting. They are good for record purposes because they make people accountable for what they said. However, they are tiring because you have to write everything, and then they're also time consuming to write. And if the wrong tenses are used, the meaning of what was intended may be changed. So those are the narrative minutes. They give details of everything that transpired at the meeting, whatever was said and how it was said. Lastly, we have the action minutes. So these ones show who is responsible for what. So they show responsibility or assignments. So they are used where there is need to bring out people's responsibilities. In some meetings, items are agreed upon and members are assigned tasks or duties. So in such circumstances, it's important to write action, what people did, to bring out who is responsible for what. So those were the three main documents that are used in meetings. First one, we had the notice of the meeting, then we had the agenda, and then we had minutes. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends. Let's catch up in my next video.